Welcome. In this playthrough of Marvel Champions a card game, we have Venom and Gamora going up against an Expert Ultron. So for Ultron setup, using versions 2 and 3, starts out with a scheme of 2, attack of 2 with the special ability. Force Interrupt. When Ultron attacks you, put the top card of your deck in a play face down, engage with you as a drone minion. Till the end of this attack, Ultron gets +1 attack for each drone minion engaged with you, and 22 health per hero. It's got 3 main schemes. So we've got the Ultron 2 and 3, the Expert code or mode cards, standard and under attack. For setup, put the Ultron drone's environment into play, shuffle the encounter deck and advance to 1B. And then when revealed, each player puts a top card of their deck into play face down, engage with them as a drone minion. And 3 per player on our threshold there. The Ultron drone's environment. Each face-down drone minion engaged with the player has a base scheme of 1, an attack of 1, and hit points of 1. Force response. After a face-down drone minion is defeated, place that card in its owner's discard pile. Then for our heroes, Venom, 4-1, attack of 2, 2 defense. You can control an additional upgrade that has a restricted keyword. His symbiotic bond has a resource. Take a damage to generate a wild resource once per phase, and has a 5 and 12 health. Recovery of 4, you can still have the additional restricted keyword upgrade here. Armed and ready, set up, discard cards from top of your deck until you discard a weapon upgrade, then add that card to your hand in a hand size of 6 there. Going with aggression, so 2 power of aggressions, 3 relentless assaults, 3 fusillades, a combat training, a lie in wait, Hall of Heroes, hand cannon, then Spider-Girl, Brawn, Bug, Valkyrie, Hulk, and Tigra. And our basic cards, we have our 3 main resources, a helicarrier, 2 endurance, and a side holster. Then we have Gamora. She's got 2 for thwart, attack, and defense. A finesse response. After you play an attack event, remove a threat from a scheme. Precision response. After you play a thwart event, deal 1 damage to an enemy, and both of those are limit once per phase each. Hand size of 5, 10 hit points. Recovery of 3, Skilled Tactician. You may include up to 6 attack and or thwart events in your deck from aspects other than your chosen aspect. Hence why we have Justice and Aggression. As an action, look at the top card of your deck. If that card is an attack or thwart event, draw it, limit once per round, hand size of 6. So with Justice, we have 2 Power of Justice, Sense of Justice, 3 For Justice, 3 Multitasking, Under Surveillance, 2 Spycrafts, then Agent Coulson, Daredevil, Wiccan, Quake, Jessica Jones, and then a card I haven't used for a long time, 1 Interrogation Room. Then we have 3 Relentless Assaults. Then basic cards, we have our 3 resources, Helicarrier, Lockjaw, and a Downtime. Alright, finish shuffling up our encounter deck. Then Flash is going to get 6 cards after he gets an Ultron drone. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Starting with Relentless Assault, Run and Gun, Multi-Gun's a keeper, Spider Sense, Relentless Assault, and some Tendrils. Feel like that's going to be good too. So then we'll also get some Tendrils, or Pistol, Savage Attack, and a Helicarrier. Then we're going to discard until we find another weapon. Found our pistol. Then over here, 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Set the pace, Relentless Assault, Helicarrier, Acrobatic Move, Relentless Assault. Keep the Helicarrier. Spycraft, Under Surveillance, Keen Instincts, Daredevil, and Lockjaw. Alright, flipping over. We're going to spend 3. Yeah, it hurts throwing a Helicarrier away early. To get our multi-gun, restricted, hero action, exhausted, choose one of the following. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. Choose a player, deal 1 damage to each minion engaged with that player, or remove 2 threat from a scheme. Then Spidey Sense, love to keep that one. But we're bringing in our pistol, another restricted, Hero interrupt. When you use one of Venom's basic powers, exhausts its pistol. Venom gets +1 to that power for this use. Use our ability to take a damage as a resource to bring in our other pistol. So if we don't die soon, at least we're set up early. So we're going to attack for 2 to get back our behind enemy lines. Actually, use that for 2. Then attack for 4. Ultron down to 40. Use her ability. Got an event, we'll take that. Flip on over. Then we're going to bring in a helicarrier. It's an action, exhaust it, choose a player, reduce the resource cost to the next card that player plays this phase by 1. And go ahead and use that to bring in Keen Instinct. As a resource, exhaust it to generate a wild resource for an attack or thwart event. Then attack for 2 to get the Power of Justice. And I'm holding on to those 2. I'm not usually a fan of holding on to cards, but Forward Momentum, Decisive Blow, and Power of Justice. And over here, got a Bug, Hand Cannon, Fusillade, the Hulk, and Combat Training. We get 2 threat. Attacking over here brings out that. Attacking for 1, 2, 3. So go down to 8. Then get hit for 1. Then attacking over here for 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to 6. And get hit for 1. And counter cards. The Villain Schemes. For 1, 2. Deal 1 damage to each character you control. And Struggle for Control. Give to Flash Thompson. You may flip to Alter Ego. We can choose to exhaust him and take 2 damage to discard this, or put 1 set-aside copy of an Enraged Symbiote into play, engage with the first player. If you cannot, this card gains Surge and discard. Nope, we're already hurting enough. Bring out a Symbiote. Scheme of 1, attack of 2, 2 health, guard and patrol. So we can't go after the villain or the main scheme with that attached, and pass first player. All right, we're going to bring out Daredevil. Thwart a 2, attack of 2, 3 health. After he thwarts, deal a damage to an enemy. So thwarting for 2. Dealing a damage to an enemy to get forward momentum back. Then we're going to flip over, recover for 3. Use her ability, not an event. We're going to take a damage. A resource to bring in the Hulk. He is going to attack for 3 right here. And then deal 1 damage to everybody. 39. Get her Fusillade back. Hit himself. Hit Venom. Hit Gamora. And Daredevil. And actually, there's no reason to take a damage. I would have take that back a step. Use a helicarrier to make his next card 1 cheaper to bring him out, so he wouldn't have to take that damage. Then we'll bring in a Bug. 4 to 1, attack of 1, 2 health. After your hero makes a basic attack, heal 1 damage from Bug. He'll swing for 1, down to 38. Take his damage. We'll swing for 4. Down to 34. Heals him. Then remove 2 threat from a scheme. End her turn. Keeping that. Hopefully we get lucky and still keep that under 6 one more round. Spycraft, Wiccan, Conditioning Room, her sword, and Interrogation Room. Then Valkyrie, Power of Aggression, Project Rebirth, Run and Gun, and Savage Attack. So 2 threats. Thwarting for 1, 2, 3. Got lucky. Attacking. We're going to have Hulk take it for 1, 2, 4. Then get hit for 1. And counter cards. Got an Advanced Ultron Drone. Schema 1, attack of 1, 4 health, guard. When Advanced Drone is defeated, the engaged player puts the top card of their deck into play face down, engage with them as a drone minion. Then we're getting ganged up on. The villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. Daredevil's going to defend on this one. Well, first, when he attacks, then we're defending over here for 1, 2, 3, 4. Then each of them hits us for 1. We're down to 2 health. And pass first player. All right, over here, Bug attacks. Gets her power of aggression back. And I want to check and make sure putting those cards in the right spot. Then Venom's going to attack for 4 over here. When that's defeated, brings out a drone. Also heals here. Then we're going to bring out Valkyrie. Thwart 1, attack of 2, 3 health. After she enters play, deal 2 damage to a minion, 3 if we paid with a mental. Doesn't matter. We'll get rid of the run and gun. Then remove 2 threat. Bring in Project Rebirth. Alter Ego action, exhaust this. Choose to either draw a card or heal 3 damage from Flash Thompson. Well, time to heal him. He's up to 5. And we're going to thwart for 1 there. For 1. Over here, use her ability. Not an event. Bring in Conditioning Room. Alter Ego action, exhaust this, return the bottommost attack or thwart event from your discard pile to your hand, then heal Gamora for 1. So we're getting cross counter. Healing for 1. Then we're going to heal for 3. And flip over. We're going to bring in Wiccan. Thwart 1, attack of 1, 3 health. After he thwarts, discard the top card in your counter deck. For each boost icon discarded this way, deal 1 damage to an enemy. So thwarting for 1. And dealing nothing. Make our next card 1 cheaper to bring in Under Surveillance. Attach to the main scheme, increase the target's threat value of the scheme by 4, so that goes from 6 to 10. And end her turn. So, Nebula, acrobatic move, set the pace, genius, and sense of justice. Over here, behind enemy lines, Hall of Heroes, locked and loaded, energy, genius, and Tigra. 2 threats. Scheming for 2, 5. Attacking over here. Wiccan will defend. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then ping and ping. And counter cards. Each player puts the top card of their deck into play face down, engage with them as a drone minion. So that's Android Efficiency. And then upgraded drones attached to the Ultra Drones environment. Each face down drone minion gets +1 attack and +1 hit point. Hero action. Spend 1 of each resource to discard that card. And then pass. All right, we're finally going to start playing some events here. Set the pace. Remove 1 threat from a scheme. which is going to deal a damage out to there. We are going to play Nebula, thwart a 2, attack of 2, 2 health. After she enters play, search your deck for an attack or thwart event and add that card to your hand and shuffle your deck. And this is terrible. I'm going for a physical card because I need to get rid of that upgraded drones card. So now as a hero action, spend 1 of each resource to get rid of that, which will get rid of this. Then thwarting for 2. And thwarting for 2. We are going to heal for 3 on Flash Thompson up to 8. Then flip over. Bring in Hall of Heroes. Response: after you defeat a minion, place a glory counter here. So the definition of you is our identity and upgrades and cards we play out of our hand like events. Does not include allies or supports. Alter ego action, exhaust Hall of Heroes, remove 3 glory counters from it to draw 3 cards. And then with our identities upgrade, deal 1 damage to each minion engaged with a player, or choose a player. We'll choose this one to take care of 3. Getting those cards back and get us 3 counters over here. Then we're going to make the next card over here 1 cheaper to bring in Tigra. 4 to 1, attack for 2, 3 health. After she attacks and defeats a minion, heal damage from her. She'll come in and attack for 2. Valkyrie will attack for 2. Down to 30. Bug will attack for 1. 29, take a damage. Venom will attack for 4. Down to 25, which heals here. Then we're going to take a damage to use the ability. Behind enemy lines, remove 3 threat from a scheme if you paid for this card using only mental resources, which we are. Confuse an enemy. And that'll be our turn. Drawing 5. Cross counter Jessica Jones for justice, and multitasking. And over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Endurance, brawn, side holster, and some strength. So 2 threats. Attacking over here. We're going to let it come through. So base 3, 4, 5 damage. That's a resource. We're going to use that. Hero interrupt. When you would take any amount of damage, prevent 3 of that damage. So we had 5 coming our way. So we're going to take 2. Then deal 1 damage to an enemy and remove 1 threat from a scheme. So Relentless Assault, remove that. This counts as attack and an attack and a thwart. So we're going to remove another threat and deal another damage. Then attacking over here. Just going to go through our deck so we get a couple things. And Valkyrie is going to defend. So 1, 2, 3, and a lot more. Get some encounter cards. All right, Evasive AI. When revealed, each player discards the top 3 cards of their deck. 1, 2, 3. Quake, Agent Coulson, and a downtime. And Power of Aggression, Grasping Tendrils, and Fusillade. and that gets 6 on it. Then Rage of Ultron. Ultron attacks you. Discard the top card of your deck for each damage dealt by this attack. So we're getting attacked. Nebula is going to shift the fight over here. And fine-tune this. Attacks you, put the top card, engage with you as a drone. Until the end of the attack, Ultron gets +1 for each drone minion engaged with you. I'm just going to say that still counts as. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 damage. She takes 1. We discard 5 cards. We only have 2. Get an encounter card. And the way that works is we've already done her part of the encounters reveal, so that's going to stay there till next turn. Still revealing these. Each drone minion engaged with a hero attacks. If no attacks were made this way. All right, so we're taking 2 more damage, down to 5, and pass first player. All right, we're going to bring in Brawn. Thwart 1, attack of 1, 5 health. After he attacks, remove a threat from a scheme. What we're going to do, though, let's see. Yeah, attack for 1. Get her Fusillade back. Remove a threat. Take his damage. Bug attacks. Lie in wait. Actually, no. Tigra attack there. He'll take a damage. Bug attacks over here for 1. Then we are going to take a damage to bring in Endurance to give us +3 hit points. So we're up to 7. Then attack for 4. Down to 19. Heal. Request an action. Make her next card 1 cheaper to bring in Endurance over here. To give her +3 up to 9. Then play For Justice to remove 3 threat from a scheme. And request a hero action to remove 2 threats. Flip over, heal for 3, up to 12. Turn the bottommost attacker thwart event to her hand, which is multitasking. Heal for 1, up to 13, which is our max now. And end her turn. We will keep Jessica, getting rid of that. So getting 5 more cards: Interrogation Room, Strength, Multitasking, Forward Momentum, and Spycraft. And over here, Relentless Assault, Helicarrier, Savage Attack, Power of Aggression, and Behind Enemy Lines. So 2 threats. Attack over here. We get a friend. And let's see, do we want someone to defend for it or just take it? I think we're good taking it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down to 2 health. Thwarting over here, lose Confused, and counter cards. Each player puts the top card of their deck into play face down, engaged with them as a minion. And over here, the villain schemes for 1, 2, 5. And, oops, wrong card. Too many cards. Expert Ultron. Force response. After he schemes, place a threat on each side scheme. Hero action. Exhaust your hero. Spend 2 mental resources to discard this card. +1 scheme and pass first player. So she's going to start out returning the bottom card here to her hand, healing for 1, but she's maxed out. Use her ability. It's an event. That's a thwart. Keep it. Flip over. We are going to use Keen Instincts for a resource. For justice, going to be mental. Remove 4 threat from a scheme. That's going to deal a damage. I did that out of order. Should have put that into play first. So we're going to bring in Jessica Jones. She gets +1 thwart for each side scheme in play. And attacking for 2. Down to 17. Then interrogation room. Bring this in. After you defeat a minion, exhaust this to remove a threat from a scheme. So that's what I should have played earlier. And then I will thwart for 2. Then we're going to make the next card we play over here 1 cheaper to bring in our own helicarrier. Then Relentless Assault, deal 5 damage to a minion. If you paid for this card using a physical resource, this attack gains overkill. So this guy soaks up 1. 4 breaks through down to 13. And we'll make another counter down here. Tiger's going to attack to get her savage attack, heal and take a damage. Bug will thwart for that last one. No, that doesn't make sense. Bug will attack for 1. Then Brawn will attack for 1, which removes a threat. And then we can attack for 4 to take him down to 7, which heals Bug. And then we'll do 2 more. Down to 5. And end her turn. We'll go ahead and keep forward momentum. Spycraft, Nebula, Decisive Blow, and Quake. And over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Genius, Fusillade, Spider Sense, Run and Gun, and Combat Training. 2 threats. Attack over here. And Gamora's just going to take it. So 1, 2, 3. Choose to either spend a mental resource or put the top card of your deck into play face down, engage with you as a drone minion. So we've got 3 damage coming in. Yeah, I don't want another drone. So we'll do that. Then this guy's going to hit us for 1. Then attacking over here. Ooh, I was supposed to flip over. My bad. Brawn will take this. 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. Attack for 1, we're going to defend. And counter cards. Drones just got stronger. And Ultron heals 2 damage for each drone minion engaged with you. So healing 2. Up to 7. And pass first player. Alright, this is not what I planned to do this turn. Exhausting. 2 mental resources. Get rid of that. 1 of each resource. Get rid of that. Tigra does her thing. We're going to make our next card 1 cheaper. Take a damage down to 1 to bring in Spider Sense. So when the villain initiates an attack against you, draw a card. Then we're going to flip over and heal for 3. Up to 4 health. Well, before we flip over, we're going to remove 2 threats. Then flip over and heal. We're going to make our next card 1 cheaper to bring in Nebula. After she enters play, search your deck for an attack or thwart event, add it to your hand, and shuffle her deck. We're going to grab a Relentless Assault. And use that to bring in Quake. Thwart 1, attack of 2, 2 health. After minion schemes against, we can exhaust Quake to deal 2 damage to that minion. She's going to attack for 2 to get rid of this. Oops, which goes over here. And then we're going to attack for 2, 4, 6 more. Down to 1. Right where we want him. Maybe, I don't know. All right, ending her turn. I think I've got a pretty good board here. Hopefully I didn't just curse myself. So 6 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Run and gun, hand cannons, Spider Girl, Hulk, behind enemy lines, and grasping tendrils. And over here, energy, downtime, acrobatic move, relentless assault, and the power of justice. 2 threat. Scheming for 2, 3, 4. Attacking. Quake. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Encounter card 1, encounter card 2. Repair sequence. When revealed, Ultron heals 2 damage for each drone minion engaged with you. If no damage was healed this way, this card gains Surge. So we get Surge, which is going to trigger an acceleration token. And shuffling. And got a drone with Schema 1, Attack 1, Guard, and 4 health. And over here, the villain attacks you. Nebula. No, Jessica. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Should be enough. And pass first player. All right, we're going to use Keen Instincts as a physical. Play Relentless Assault, dealing 5 damage to minion. If you paid for this card using a physical resource, this attack gains Overkill. We're going to do that here, so 1 breaks through, which is going to be enough to trigger that. Brings out 1. We defeated a minion. Interrogation room to remove a threat. We also played an attack event, so that removes another threat. All right, so we're going to the next level. Schema 2, attack of 4. Each drone minion gets +1 attack and +1 hit point. Ultron cannot take damage while a drone minion is in play. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Ultron's imperative side scheme and reveal it. Shuffle the encounter deck. 54 health. So Ultron's imperative. Give this a shuffle. So the imperative, first player puts the top 2 cards of their deck into play face down, engage with them as a drone minion. And that gets 4 threat. Then attacking for 2. Or am I? I think thwarting for 2 is what we're going to do along with her to get rid of this. Then an acrobatic move, deal 2 damage to an enemy. Getting locked and loaded. And we're going to play a downtime. Overpaying to bring that in over here so we get +2 recovery. And I think that's it for her. You know what? We'll go ahead and flip over. Use that ability for justice. Heal 1. Then over here, we are going to heal for 3. So we're up to 7. Then we're going to heal for 7 more, up to 14. Actually, I think that's 13. We healed for 6. Then we're going to exhaust this to draw 3 cards. Energy, Relentless Assault. And when discarding, you stop, but when drawing, we get to keep going. So we've got 1 more card coming. Fusillade. Tigra will do her thing. Lockjaw. The multi-gun, oh yes, we got to flip over first. Multi-gun will do its thing to get rid of this. Agent Coulson, which gets us a counter. And makes it so we can do damage there. Alright. We're going to request a helicarrier, make our next card 1 cheaper, then take a damage down to 12 for a mental resource. Remove 3 threat from a scheme if you paid for this card using only mental resources. Confuse an enemy. Then we're going to exhaust a weapon, upgrade we control to deal 5 damage to an enemy. Down to 49. We'll bring in Spider Girl. 4 to 1 attack 2, 2 health. After she enters play, stun and confuse a minion. We don't have any, but she can swing for 2. Down to 47. We'll make our next card 1 cheaper for a run and gun, ready venom in each weapon upgrade we control. Then we're going to attack for 4. Down to 43, which is going to heal Bug. And then multi-gun for 2, down to 41. And sure, attack for 1, down to 40. All right, end her turn. We'll make some more room since Venom, we'll get her built up again. We will keep for Justice. So Keen Instincts, her sword, Decisive Blow, Sense of Justice, and Genius. And Lie in Wait, Strength, Behind Enemy Lines, Power of Aggression, and Fusillade. 3 threat. Scheme over here, lose confused. Attack over here, he's no longer bringing things out, so it's just a base 4. We do get to draw a card after he initiates the attack. Spider Girl jumps in front. So 4, 5, 6. And counter cards. Concussion Blasters attached to the villain. He now has Retaliate 1. It's a hero action. Exhaust your hero. Spend 2 energy resources to discard that. Then attach to the villain. After the villain takes damage, give it a tough status card. Exhaust your hero and spend 2 physical resources to discard it. And then Program Transmitter. We've seen this before. +1 threat. Exhaust your hero, spend 2 mental resources to discard it. All right, that tough thing's a pain, along with the Retaliate. So exhausting, 2 physical, armor's broken. Fusillade, exhaust a weapon upgrade we control. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. So down to 35. Retaliated on, down to 11. We're going to take a damage to get a mental resource. Player behind the enemy lines, remove 3 threat from a scheme, and confuse an enemy. Make our next card 1 cheaper. Lie in Wait. So hero response, after minion engages you, discard lie and wait to deal 3 damage to that minion. Then multi-gun for 2. That's not an attack, so no retaliate. And I think that's going to be it there. So for her, use her room to get multitasking and heal 1. Use her ability to get an event. We'll bring in Sense of Justice. Play under any player's control. Max 1 per player. Resource. Exhaust this. Generate a mental resource for a thwart event. Then flipping over, we'll use that for multitasking. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. If you paid for this using a mental, we can remove 2 threat from a different one. Or not. That's going to trigger us doing a damage to an enemy, and that's dealing damage, not an attack. What do we need to get rid of that? Exhaust our hero to energy to get rid of that. Make our next card 1 cheaper to bring in our other Keen Instinct. And we're going to use both Keen Instincts to pay for a decisive blow. Deal 4 damage to an enemy, 7 instead if you played a thwart event this turn, which we have. So we're dealing 7 down to 25. And we'll hold on to our sword. Ending our turn. Readying all our cards. So 4 more over here. Relentless Assault, Multitasking, Cross Counter, and Cross Counter. And for Venom, Valkyrie, Brawn, Savage Attack, Run and Gun, and Power of Aggression. 3 threat. Attacking over here for a base 4. Yeah, we just take it, I think. 7, ouch, down to 3 health. Attacking over here. Yeah, she just takes it, right? 4, deal 1 damage to each character you control, so taking a damage from the boost. And going to use a Keen Instincts for a cross counter. You would take him out of damage, prevent 3 of that, so 4 more was coming our way. We're going to take 1. Then deal damage to an enemy and remove a threat. It's down to 24. Remove a threat. And then that's going to trigger our abilities down here to remove a threat and deal a damage down to 23. And counter cards. Rage of Ultron. Ultron attacks you. Discard the top card of your deck for each damage dealt by this attack. Well, Bug, you're going to get squished finally. For base 4, 5, 6 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Savage Attack, Run and Gun, Relentless Assault, Locked and Loaded, or Tendrils and another Assault. And upgraded drones. Pass first player. All right, Sense of Justice. Multitasking. Gets rid of that. Does a damage. Helicarrier to bring in our sword. After you play an attack event, deal damage to an enemy. All right, we're going to attack for 4. Down to 18. Then multi-gun for 2, down to 16. Make our next card 1 cheaper. To ready Venom and each upgrade, weapon upgrade we control. Attack for 4. Down to 12. 2 more damage from the gun. Down to 10. Tiger swings for 2, down to 8. Then we are going to take a damage for a resource to bring in Valkyrie. After she enters play, we can deal, well, 3 damage to a minion if there were any, but she's just going to come in and attack for 2. down to 6. Then we're going to flip over and heal for 3 up to 5. Oh, I forgot to do something with her. She would have hit for 2. I don't think it's going to matter next turn. All right. We just need to survive one more round. One, two, three, 4. Encounter card. Wiccan, set the pace. Acrobatic move, and another set the pace. So one more card coming our way. For Justice. 3 cards. Genius, Side Holster, and Combat Training. Getting a counter card. 3 more cards coming our way. Behind enemy line, Savage Attack, and Relentless Assault. All right, 3 threat. She does have another damage on her. Let's see, we've got 4 damage. We're going to take it. So 4, 5, 6. Down to 3. Scheme here, lose confused. Get some encounter cards. Discard and upgrade or support you control. If no cards are discarded this way, this card gains Surge. Endurance seems like a bad idea. So we'll get rid of Interrogation Room. Then we're going to go find a side scheme. Maybe. Found one. Got a Drone Factory. When revealed, each player puts a top card of their deck into play face down, engage with them as a drone minion. Place 1 threat here for each drone minion in play. So, getting 6 threat. And at the moment, these are 3 attack, 2 scheme, and 3 health. Ultron heals 2 damage for each drone minion engaged with you, so healing 2, up to 6. And the villain schemes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 8 out of 10. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. Ultron schemes, place a threat on each side scheme. And pass first player. So we will heal for 3. Flip over. Discard 1 resource of each type to get rid of this. And now the drones are just 2 health. So Tiger can do her thing here, getting power of aggression back. Valkyrie can attack over here, getting that back. We can do a Savage Attack, deal 5 damage to an enemy. Taking him down to 1. And then swing for 4. And still have her multi-gun left. Yeah, we did get another counter there. And she's got her whole turn. So, getting that out early and keeping it out made this a rather easy game. Hopefully I didn't miss anything in this, but as always, hope you enjoyed this playthrough, so please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.